Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? It's your boy Dinari here. Before we get started with today's brand new episode of the Youngbouls podcast, I want you guys to go check out this clothing apparel company called Solitary Faith Apparel. Solitary Faith Apparel is the apparel company my man Manny did. Shout out man, he went to high school. I went to high school with him, but he's doing his thing, and you guys a lot of good pieces on there, a lot of shirts and shorts, and it's a legit site. It's not one of those. It's not one of those scam things. So make sure you guys go check it out. Solitary Faith. There's a lot of good options to choose from, and there's a lot more stuff on the way. And for your first discount, you can use discount code FGFYDIUY for 10% off your first order. And the offer ends August 5th. So make sure you guys go check that out. Make sure you guys go check out the website. And make sure you guys go check out the IG to follow them on IG at Solitary Faith Clothing so you guys will be in the loop when there's more pieces and more articles that are dropping soon. Because I'm telling you right now, this is the beginning. It's only the beginning. There's more stuff on the way. I know I'm going to cop something. So make sure, I want you guys to cop something too. Look fly as well. So make sure you guys go check out Solitary Faith Clothing. Tell them the Young Bulls Pod sent you. And with Solitary Faith Apparel, with faith comes solitude. So make sure I go check it out. Shout out my boy Manny for doing this thing. Enjoy the episode. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? It's your boy Dinari. And before we get started with another episode of the Young Bulls podcast, I want to let you guys know about Inherited Media. Now, what is Inherited Media, you may ask? It's a sports media collective run by my man Chris. If you like basketball, if you do podcasts such as mine, Young Bulls podcast, or you like doing photography like my man Aiden, or you like doing anything else, you like writing articles, hit us up at Inherited Media. There's a lot of good creators over there, and if you want to be a part of something special like that, hit us up. Let us know, and just follow us on IG at Inherited. Link is in the bio. And yeah, man. With all that being said, enjoy this episode of the Young Bulls podcast. And peace. Jay, you got anything to say before this episode?
Follow,
Anything else?
subscribe, follow, watch, love,
Watch.
support.
And support. Enjoy the episode, man. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Brand new episode here of the Young Bulls podcast. It's your host with the most, Dinari here. We're here with Jalen again with another week. Jalen, say what's up to the people, man. We don't know where Quango is. I promise you he's gonna get back on an episode, but we wanted to use our platform today to do something different. Obviously, for the past couple of weeks, since the Origins episode, we've been talking about nothing but sports. And majority of this podcast, we've been talking about either sports, college football, basketball, stuff like that. Things that are fun.
Yeah.
Like things that are fun pretty much. So, obviously with everything that's been going on in the world, we wanted to use this episode today to talk about, one thing in particular, just what happened last week with Sonya Massey. We're gonna talk more about that in a sec, but we wanted to talk about that as well as just like the history of like police brutality and stuff in the United States and, just everything because, like we said, a lot of stuff happened last week, not just including that, but, we had a new presidential candidate, Kamala Harris. We have an important election in November. So we just want to do our part as creators to just basically talk about everything that's going on without, not giving it the attention that it deserves. Because I feel like with this alone, this is not a 15-minute or 5-minute segment. This is like a whole episode's worth. So for the people who are here, new listeners, who are expecting, oh, we thought we were going to get a sports episode. Well, you're going to get something different today. If you enjoy it, enjoy it, learn something. If you're not, it's okay. But for the people who are going to, want to appreciate something new, hopefully you guys enjoy this episode. You take something from it. But yeah, man. Jay, you want to say anything before we get started?
No, go ahead and lead it off, man.
All right, man. So basically, like I said, we're going to use this episode to talk about Sonya Massey. Sonya Massey, she called the police for assistance last week in her home on the course of a suspected burglar, suspected something going on in their home. She called for police for assistance. Police came in, basically, had to go through finding IDs, papers, all this. And they came there originally trying to help. They didn't help, and they ended up shooting and killing her in cold blood in her old home. The officer Sean Grayson was fired. Charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, and it's sad because like I said to my friends, like if you're the police, you're here to supposed to be serve and protect. And if it's hard for you to be able to do, how are we supposed to trust you as people, especially as African Americans, to serve and protect when we can't even get you guys to serve and protect us in our own homes? Like she called the police for assistance, and she still was the one who ended up getting killed about it. And it's something that just doesn't sit right with me. Immediately you think of other cases, not just of that, but you just think of other cases in general where the police have, shot and killed unarmed black men or black women. Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, Freddie Gray, so many different cases of that. And to have another name added to the list like this is just it's really sad and disheartening. And if you've been on Twitter or you've been on social media over the course of the week, you know that there was a video that circulated around that showed the Sonya Massey's final moments and showed what happened and how everything went down. And even the video was even sadder. And there was a quote that the attorney general, or not the attorney general, but the attorney that was representing the family said that Sonya Massey was looking for assistance and, she ended up getting killed. And she didn't deserve that. And I feel like you know, everyone who I know believes that she didn't deserve that either. And it's another case of the police doing something that they should not be doing and getting away with something as well. The fact that the officer is pleading not guilty to this as well, I also feel like it just goes to show just, that he feels like in his right mind he didn't do anything wrong. And that's just my thoughts on it. Obviously I'm gonna let Jalen give his, floor to speak. So Jalen, what you think about this whole thing?
One thing I really wanted to point out was how the main police officer, he didn't have his body cam on. It was his partner who had the body cam on. And that's just, they're supposed to have that on at all times. But
Right.
regardless, like if his partner's body cam wasn't on, this would have got swept under the rug. The case would have been dismissed. There would have been no clear evidence. It just would have, he would have got away with, oh, she was hostile towards me, so I reacted. It would have been one of
Most
those
definitely.
situations. So,
Most definitely. Most definitely. And it's even crazy when you realize, like I said, this is happening in our own home. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, this is in public. It's not even I understand. It's still wrong. But it's like the fact that this is happening in your own home, in your own place of, peace and tranquility and all this stuff. It's just crazy to me that this could possibly happen. And also too, like she shouldn't be dead because honestly, if the police, did their job, or if there was nothing there to report, the last thing you need to be doing is shooting and killing anybody, especially an unarmed black woman. Yes, I mean she had like boiled water and everything, but she wasn't using on anybody. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And I feel like when she called, like the police was the least of her worries. She said she
right?
suspected for an intruder to be trying to break into her home. When she
Yes,
called, the police were the least of her worries. They were coming there with the intention to help her, what she thought. And
yes.
it went completely different, bro.
And it's so sad. And at the same time, like, as black people in society, Jay, like it's even scary because it's tons of situations where you get pulled over, you get stopped, anything like that that's going on in the world right now. You get pulled over, stopped, and calm dialogue can turn into a violent, scenario real quick. There's been plenty of cases of black men, black women just in the U.S. alone, where they have probably been stopped, pulled over to pull out their IDs and everything like that for the cops, and they think that it's a gun. There's no way that you're telling me a small little card is in the same shape as a gun. And it's sad, like I said, that this continues to be the norm for the U.S. And like I said, it brings up so many questions. You would think, when is this going to stop? How many more? But the truth is, it's sad to say, but it's a cycle. I feel like the more and more we continue to live, the more names are going to be added on there. And no matter, there's a lot of he's saying defund the police and everything like that. Defund the police, do this, do that. I feel like in the world today, and it's sad to say this, that the police are going to still be here. I don't think they're going to be able to get rid of the police entirely because there's still going to be people in this world who believe that the police and everything they're doing is right. When we know, as again, as black men, you know that there's been tons of things that the police have been doing that has been completely inexcusable, completely wrong, and just completely downright, frowned upon by society. The first thing that comes to my mind, or the first instance of, me just really realizing what's been going on in the world for me, and I feel like it's for many people around my age, I feel like with the Trayvon Martin thing, honestly. Because if I'm not mistaken, Trayvon Martin was what, like 16 when he got killed?
Yeah, it was like he might have been 15 for real, for real.
15, 16. And I remember this happening, and I remember, me and my mom were sitting down like in dinner, and we were watching like the news when this happened, and just how scary this could have been. Like he was wearing a hood, and an off-duty police cop, George Zimmerman, shot him. And I remember this whole thing. They had marches and everything like that, and that was the first time that I really saw like somebody who looked like me, who was around the age that I was, just being harmed and killed for Skittles. You get what I'm saying? And as I got older, I saw more names. I saw, like I said, Freddie Gray. I saw Philando Castile. I saw it's Philando Castile. I saw tons of other names added to that list, and it's a sad thing. We just had before COVID, like shut down everything. Ahmaud Arbery, Ahmaud Arbery, and it's sad that we have a lot of instances of African Americans, people of color being gunned down for things that they shouldn't be gunned down for, let alone killed for, and in the society. And you have people such as presidential candidates, not candidates, but candidate as in Donald Trump, sitting up here saying police has done nothing wrong. Police is this, we like the
Wanting
police
to
and all
give
this
the
stuff.
police immunity and all that stuff, like
Yes, and
that's not
we're
it.
gonna go to that too, because for people not in my age, just not my age, but for people who are saying they're not voting, there's a lot at stake in this election. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot at stake with this election coming up. The people who didn't vote in I forgot when Trump got, in office, 2016, right?
2016,
2016.
yeah.
When Trump got in office in 2016 and he beat Clinton, everybody was like, there was like the whole world like stood still and everything. Look, I'm telling y'all right now, as somebody who's old enough to vote now, who's, eligible to do it, if you're sitting out in this election and you're sitting out because I don't like the both of the candidates. I mean, which one do you want worse? Do you want somebody who's offering immunity, or you want somebody else who's you like? I mean, come on, seriously. And believe me, this is not like an endorsement thing at all. We have no ties to neither of the camps whatsoever, right, Jay? We don't, right?
Next subject.
What?
Well, I'm rooting for Kamala Harris, buddy.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. But I'm saying like we don't have ties to this. You get what I'm saying? Like we don't
Oh
have like she's not.
yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But what I'm saying is that like, come on, like if you don't know like plain as day who to vote for in this election, then I don't know what else to tell you. 'Cause, I mean, I'm voting for Kamala too, but it's like, come on, like it's a lot at stake with this election. It's a lot going, a lot of just, you have to vote. That's the only thing I can really say is you have to vote for this election. It's too important not to. And I'm not trying to deal with another Trump presidency because the first one was a mess, and other countries are not trying to mess with that either. And I'm just not. I'm just not. Jay, you got anything else you want to say, man?
I wanted to go back to the brutality thing. I just
Oh
wanted
yeah,
to
go
make
ahead,
an
go ahead.
observation. Like we always get the same picture painted. It's always a innocent black person gunned down by a white officer. It's always the same thing. It's always a white officer, and I feel like one thing I do know is it takes more hours of training to become a barber than it does to be a police officer, and that's
Exactly,
outrageous. That is outrageous.
exactly,
So that
exactly,
number definitely needs to get bumped up because that is ridiculous, bro.
exactly, exactly. Like it's like I said before, it's ridiculous that we have all this funding, all these resources that are supposed to go to the police in this country, and we're still not getting proper training. And we're in the year 2024. We've seen, like I said, countless people of color being gunned down by the police, and we still somehow don't think that proper training is the way to go. We still think, the things
Yeah.
that we have been doing is acceptable. And the reality is it's not. It's not helping, it's not, doing its part at all. And it's a sad thing because you have other countries who don't have this issue. You get what I'm saying? Like you don't see people like in England having issues with like, guns and police brutality and stuff like that as you do here in the US. You get what I mean?
Hmm.
And it's laughable because it should not be this big of an issue. Like it should not be this much of a problem to get proper training and make sure you do background checks on, who you're hiring and who you're hiring to be part of your police force.
Yeah, a lot of these police officers are ex-military, ex-list, ex-whatever, whatever they are. They coming straight from the Army, Marines, whatever they're coming from, and they're used to having guns with their hands, using lethal force. It's not. We need someone that's like-minded, well, well mentally. We need better people. We need better people.
And the whole notion as well of with the police, uh, people were, when the whole Black Lives Matter thing was going on, I remember there's a lot of people who were saying like Blue Lives Matter and stuff like that. And it's like, I mean, to say that in response to a Black Lives Matter thing is ridiculous. Black lives matter just as much as police officers, if not more. I see more people of my skin color being gunned down on the headlines than I see police officers being gunned down on headlines. And the truth of the matter is this as well. If the roles were reversed and it was black people who were gunning down unarmed white people, this would be a whole different thing. If it was black police officers using lethal force on unarmed white men, unarmed white women, this police would have been defunded a long time ago. You get what I'm saying, Jay? You get what I'm saying?
Most definitely,
So,
most definitely.
so the fact that this is going on still, and the fact that there's no definite changes being taken place with this, is ridiculous. I'm like I said before, me and Jay are at the age now where we have an effect, and we could do something. As far as like voting, talking to city council, doing things like that, where we use our voices and stuff like that. And I've been seeing, I've seen riots, we've seen riots, we've seen, marches, all this stuff, and it's still things like this going on. And it's ridiculous. And it's sad to see because now, as a black man in society, if I'm leaving out of my house or I'm walking in the city by myself, I could, possibly be profiled by the police. A calm day for me could turn into a horror film in a second. And, you shouldn't be living like this. As people of color, we shouldn't be living in fear of celebrating and, living our lives. We shouldn't have to worry about that because, and the truth of the matter is, with the police, they've instilled that fear in us where we can't even live the way we want to live because we're walking on eggshells. I can't even sit in the car. I can't even sit in the car or drive a nice car by myself because the police will think that I stole it. I can't buy nice things because the police will think I stole it. You know what I'm saying? I can't call on the police for help in my own home because the police will find something else to, say something about me or just bother me and antagonize, and then I'm ending up getting shot. I can't even reach for my, ID in my pocket because the police officer would suddenly think that it's a magnum or a pistol or a gun or something. And you can't live like that, man. And I mean, yeah, it's just ridiculous this is going on right now. But Jay, what else you gotta say, man?
Uh, I just had a point, and I forgot what I was gonna say.
My fault. I was rambling a little bit. My fault. My
No, you
fault.
straight, you straight. It's gonna come back to me. Go ahead. It's gonna come back to me. It's gonna come back to me.
Yeah, but like I was saying, just with this election, I gotta circle back to that. It's just really important, man, that you guys get out and vote. Obviously, if you have been checking, on social media and stuff like that, Kamala Harris, tons of donations been going on, and she's been doing her thing, getting the word out that she's going to be a presidential elect, everything like that, and she's trying to be the presidential elect. And the truth, like I said, we just got to go out and vote. We got to go out and use our voices and make sure that we're actually voting for somebody in office that will give us the best chance to not only be taken seriously as a country for ourselves, but for everyone around us and in the world to be taking us seriously as well. The way that we get back on track is if we vote for the right person in office. Now, I'm not sitting up here forcing y'all to tell y'all, oh, who to vote for, everything like that. Me and Jay are gonna do whatever we want. Me and Jay are gonna vote for who we're
Most
gonna vote
definitely.
for. Like
Most
we're gonna
definitely.
vote for
Most
who we're gonna vote
definitely.
for. We're not sitting up here telling you that at all. We're not gonna sit up here and force you guys to vote for whoever. Or if you don't vote for this person, y'all can't listen to this podcast anymore. We need the listeners. We need the listeners. But what I'm saying is that if you want to vote for somebody who truly cares, or for somebody who is not trying to do police immunity and all this, you want to vote for somebody who actually is trying to make changes. I mean, come on. You got one person on the left that's not doing that. You got one person on the right who is. It shouldn't be a hard decision. So,
And one more thing on the presidential candidates. We mentioned the police immunity, but we were forgetting the changing all the is it the U.S. Senate to Trump loyalists. He mentioned that if he becomes president in 4 more years, we wouldn't have to vote again, and something you wouldn't have to worry about voting for me again, or he's going to stay for. He mentioned something like that. It's
like a
really a lot.
dictatorship, like a
Yeah, I
dictatorship,
mean,
basically.
he already said he wanted to become a dictator day one. He mentioned that already. It just so much, and with me being of age to vote, one, I'm doing so much research. I'm seeing so many different things, and it's really one getting me like sort of excited to vote, but two, it just really truly understanding how this entire voting thing feels. I know in like previous years they've had elections similar to this, well, not as hostile and stuff like that as this one, but
Right.
like popularity wise, very very up there. And what's the word I'm trying to find? You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
definitely a lot towards this election, and I'm definitely feeling that right now. I'm very excited, and the debate that's going to happen soon with Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, I'm super excited for that
I'm
because
tuned in for sure.
with him being a convicted felon
Yeah.
and her being a former prosecutor, I feel like this debate is really going to set the tone for Kamala, and really I feel like it's going to really let the world know like uh, the truth about Donald Trump. So I feel like this debate is really it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a really good debate.
Honestly, circling back to Trump, man, it's been like an interesting 3 weeks. We've almost, for Trump, it's been 3 weeks, right? Since he had the rally where he almost,
Was that
yeah,
3 weeks ago?
I think
It
it
couldn't have been that
was,
long ago.
or two.
I
It was
was
either
yeah,
three or
probably two. I probably say two. I probably say
okay.
two.
It's been an interesting 3 weeks, man, for him. But yeah, it's just, I mean, it's gonna be interesting for sure. Like you said, I'm still trying to figure out how in the world Trump is even eligible to, run again after being,
Yeah, that
convicted.
is.
Like that makes no sense. And
It
for
was
anybody
it
who doesn't,
34 or 37 total
it was a
counts.
lot of counts. It was a lot
It
of
was a
counts.
lot,
It was a
bro.
lot of counts. It was a lot of counts.
It is
But
ridiculous, bro.
it's mad. But another thing that I wanted to talk about as well is that for people who don't know what police immunity is, it means that police will have protection from violations. Police, government officials, anything like that, they'll have protection from violations. So, i.e., let's say there was like another shooting, right? Let's say like another unarmed black person got shot. If Trump was in office, that police officer wouldn't be charged pretty much. I'm on the money with that, right? Or is
Yeah,
it?
like I was gonna say like even the Sonya Massey thing, like for example, like if Trump was in office while that happened, I I'm not 100. I honestly don't think the police officer would even be on trial.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
paid leave, maybe paid
probably
leave
paid leave. Yeah,
at the most, but he's not. He wouldn't be on trial,
yeah.
and
So
that is ridiculous. That is
it's not.
ridiculous.
It's not because I mean I feel like also too as well. I've heard a lot of people say they don't want to vote, or they're not going to vote, or they don't like both the candidates. And I can't stress this enough, man. I would much rather vote for a candidate that is semi okay than not say anything at all. Because if you don't vote
Yeah,
now, and then the one thing that I hate the most is that is people who don't vote. I mean, then they complain about what's going on in the country, like saying like oh, why is this going on? What's going on? What's happening? It's like, well, if you would have voted, I mean, who knows? This probably wouldn't have been taking place right now. It's so imperative to get out and vote because I can't stress this enough, man. Trump in office in 2016, it wasn't fun. And do I have to remind you guys of what happened as well when he was in office? We had the Charlottesville riots, which was close to where I'm from, Richmond. So we had what happened in Charlottesville. We had just numerous stuff happening. We almost had a thing with North Korea. So it's just a whole bunch of stuff going on. It felt like the whole White House was a reality show at that time. And we don't need that again. I don't need that. Yeah. So it's just a mess. So please make sure you get out and vote, man. Vote for, a candidate that you think is going to uphold, the country and uphold
Hmm.
just the values that, the commander in chief is supposed to hold. Not the values that you think they hold, just with the ones that you know that they hold as well. So
And one more thing
please,
about Trump, I feel like he's only catering towards like rich white individuals. Like if you don't, he said he's gonna tax cut the rich. There's so much. It's do with that information as you will and vote wisely. It just because
like,
honestly, it doesn't seem like he's catering towards anybody of the lower income or medium income. He's just catering towards the rich white people, and I feel like he doesn't need to be in office. He doesn't need to be in office, bro.
it doesn't. I didn't Trump come speak at Temple?
Yeah, he spoke at the Leocore Center, but I was
Ah,
nowhere in Philadelphia. I
yeah,
was seeing
we're
the
we're at
YouTube
home.
videos. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
most definitely. I would never be there.
I
But
was
there's this
at
guy, I
home.
forgot his name, but there's this guy who goes around and interviews Trump supporters and just makes them look idiotic. And he was there at the Leocore Center
Oh,
too. So I
the
do find it,
I know you're talking about the dude from the Daily
yeah,
Show. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think so.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
Daily Show,
Yeah,
the
I've seen
Daily
him
Show. But
before.
he just
Yeah,
makes the Trump supporters look idiotic. I was very happy to see that. It was very unfortunate that they were at my school, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that
Shout
brought
out.
a little
Yeah.
bit of joy to me. Daily Show.
Yeah. But like, also too, just circling, just talking about the election and everything like that. I mean, it's just a lot that it's a lot at stake. It's really a lot at stake. And yes, I know there's been like a lot of concerns about people saying, oh, Biden dropped out at the worst possible time. The election's, a couple months away and he's dropping out and everything like that. It's not like the person that he has to replace him is not, somebody who can get the job done. You get what I'm saying? Like prior to
Yeah,
being
honestly,
president.
I think he did the opposite. I think when he dropped out, it was perfect because he waited till Donald Trump picked his vice president, and that's when he made his decision. And everyone on Donald Trump's team is regretting his vice president choice and et cetera, et cetera. But Kamala Harris is one. Kamala Harris is a great replacement, and two, Donald Trump is
She
nowhere.
has political experience. Just
Most
that
definitely, she has
alone.
political experience,
Just that
and Donald
alone.
Trump is not ready to debate her. Not ready to
Not.
debate her. He already said he wanted to remove not do the debate on ABC, which is it's a left leaning company, but
Yeah, yeah.
uh, he wanted to have the debate on Fox. He just wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for Kamala, him or
He's
his
gonna
vice
have it on
president.
Fox News, bro. Fox?
That's what he wanted to. That's what he wanted to.
No, sir. No, sir. That would have been bad. That would have been very, very one-sided for sure. But no, but like I said, just the fact that Kamala has actual political experience and not just 4 years in office, I feel like should say enough about what she's bringing to the presidential, just a presidential role. I mean, Trump has 4 years, yes, but in those 4 years, what can you confidently say that Trump has done that has helped improve this country?
Couldn't tell you a thing.
I couldn't either. And it's not because I genuinely want to know. If anybody knows, I mean, talk to me, but
I
unless you
feel
can
like
sit
if you
up
go
here,
in the public, I feel like if you go in the public and ask, the best thing they will tell you
they'll
is
say
the
taxes
stimulus checks.
or yeah,
Not even
stimulus.
that, yeah, stimulus, yeah. But other than that, they can't. They literally can't say anything else. They cannot say anything else.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, stimulus cool, but it's like that's it. And you've been in office for 4 years, and that's all you can come up with, man, as far as helping this country. It's still a lot of, still a lot of poverty going on in the country. It's still a lot of homelessness going on in the country. It's still a lot of world issues that are going on. There's still a lot of, issues that are happening in our country. Police brutality being one of them that is still
Hmm.
taking place, and it's not going to stop. And what you're bringing to this office, what you're bringing to the, this candidacy for being president, everything like this for your second time around, it's not going to help at all. It's only going to make this worse. It's only going to make our country, like I said before, be laughed at and
It's
be,
going to plummet. Yes,
yes,
laughed
it's
at,
going to
plummet.
plummet. It's going to plummet. You're gonna have other countries looking at us at UN meetings and everything like that's y'all? Like, what happened?
Is this your leader?
like, like this your leader? This your king? Like, what's going on? We like it's just crazy. And like I said before, you know, I saw something last week that said that Trump was trying to get, Kamala's birth certificate, or whatever, just stuff like that. But there's just, another thing. If Barack, if Barack was doing half the stuff that Trump was doing when he was in
Oh my
office,
goodness. Yeah, I don't even
dude, they
want to
would have
hear that.
impeached him right away. They would have impeached him right away.
And Trump was impeached. Not was it twice? He
Twice,
got impeached.
twice,
Impeached twice,
twice,
bro.
and he got
It just
convicted. He had counts on him. It's not like he was like, oh, I don't know, maybe. He got impeached twice and he got convicted. If that was a black man, Barack Obama, a black man in office, that would have been it. After the first
no, they
impeachment, they would have
would
shipped him
they would
out.
they would have
They
hung him
would
by
have,
the stake, bro.
they would
Hung
have
him at the
shipped him
stake.
out. They would have shipped him out. And like I said, man, it's just crazy. It's just crazy to think about. It's just wild. So I can't stress this enough. Consider this a PSA for me and Jay. If you're going out for this election, if you're voting this year, if you're eligible to vote, if you don't know much about the candidates, please be informed because we cannot have
Do your
any.
research. Do your own
Yes,
research too.
do your own research. Don't just listen to us. I'm just starting to do research, but do your own research about these candidates and what they bring to the table and what a potential term with them would look like. Because it is July right now, August is next week, September, October. You have about probably 3.5 months to do research so that when you get to that polling place in November, you'll know exactly who and what you're voting for.
What
Because
bubble to fill in? What name to
yes, what
circle?
bubble to
You
fill in,
know
what
it.
name to circle, what to put in the scan, Sean. Because I'm telling you, we cannot have any instances where people saying, I voted for this person, but I didn't know about this person, what he was, I voted for him, but, I don't like what he's doing. No, we can't have that, man. We can't have that. Whoever we put in office this for, 2024, that is going to affect everyone. No kidding, but especially
That's going to
us.
affect the United States
Yes,
for the rest of
that's
its
going to,
for the rest of
yes.
its existence.
Yes, yes. And it's very important that we put the right person in office because if we don't, like Jalen said, we will be the laughing stock of just the country. It's not going to be a good look. It's not going to be a good look.
If the wrong guy ends up president, I know where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be up there in Canada.
Yeah, if the wrong guy is in office, I will be in Toronto with you, Jay. Two tickets, please. One way, one way. I will not be coming back.
One way. Pack all the
One way.
bags.
One
Blue
way.
check
I
bags.
will be gone. When you checking out the hotel? I'm not checking out. This is my home now. I'm
Let's
done.
go. I live here now.
Hotel. I got all my stuff. This lasts me at least a couple of years. Like I'm straight. But yeah, man, please make sure you guys do your research. Please make sure that you talk to, city council people. Make sure you talk to representatives. You know, make sure you do all the research you possibly can so you can vote for the right person. Remember how divided this country was back in 2016. Remember how divided this country was, you know, back in 2017, 2018, 2019, etc. We can't have that again, man. I'm not trying to
I
go
mean,
and look.
I feel like
It's
regardless of
going
what
to, it's
happens,
going to be, it's
yeah,
going to be,
it's
yes.
gonna be yes. So be
It's going to
prepared
be
as
the,
well.
yeah. But be,
It's gonna be
yeah,
bad.
yeah. But I can't stress that enough though. Like Jay, like considering the fact that we're both like from like the, DMV, area, everything like that. Like remember Charlottesville. Like we remember Charlottesville and remember what happened with that. So, we can't stress that enough. We can't have that again, ever. We can't. And we definitely can't have that under Trump's, tutelage and, being in office. So, like we said, man, please make sure you guys vote for the right person. And please make sure you do your own research and do yourself a service and make sure that you're checking all the boxes and making sure that you know who you're voting for and what they stand for. Because, like I said, if you don't do that, it's going to be a reflection on you. It's going to be a reflection on how much you really cared about this election and how much you really cared about what's at stake in November. That's what I had to say. Jalen, do you have anything you want to say?
Uh, if all things go the right way, I'm gonna be right there at that inauguration.
Oh, for real?
I might go. I think I might go.
Is it free?
Yeah, it's a public
Uh,
event.
I didn't even know that. But yeah, I'll be there too. All things go well. But like I said, if they don't go well, me and Jay will
There's gonna
be,
be yeah.
yeah.
There's gonna be plenty of
It's
police
gonna
in the
be
area.
no police about to get so not police. Airlines about to get so much money if this don't go right. Telling you
Mm,
that
mm,
much
mm,
right
mm.
now. Telling you that right now.
I don't care what airline I take. Air Canada, Frontier,
Spirit,
Spirit. It
spirit,
don't matter.
spirit,
Air
spirit,
Alaska. It don't
anything.
matter. It don't matter. I'm
Southwest,
getting there.
I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone. But yeah,
I'll go
man.
by car if I have to. That might
I'll,
be a
I'll,
6 hour drive.
I'll
Four
drive to
hours.
Canada.
4 hours.
I'll drive to
Probably
Canada.
more than 6 hours. Probably more than 6
That's
hours.
nothing. That's
I'll probably
nothing.
say 8 hours.
That's
I'll
nothing.
make
That's
that
nothing.
trip.
That's nothing, man. That's nothing. But yeah, man. We just like I said before. I'm pretty sure I said this at the beginning of the episode, but we really just want to use this episode to make sure talk about everything that happened with Sonya Massey. Hopefully, we did our due diligence with that. You think we did good with that, Jay?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, how we talk about that and just talk about this election coming up because it's scary times, man. It's scary times. That's the best way to say it. It's scary times, and no, and these scary times, we have to make sure that we prepare ourselves to just make sure that we do not repeat events that have already happened. There's been a lot of people I know who didn't vote in 2016 who are saying they're not going to make that same mistake come 2024. We can't have that again. So I know I said this like 4 or 5 times already, but please make sure you guys go out, do your due diligence, and please register to vote if you haven't already. Please make sure that you're registered and that you're ready to put your name on the ballot and circle a bubble.
And not to
It
mention, Kamala Harris also has she has a lot of Republicans that are in support of her as well. I've seen just because of their hatred for Donald Trump. I've seen so many uh, different Republican. I'm trying to remember her name. Nancy, not Pelosi. Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley.
Nikki
Nikki
Haley,
Haley.
yeah, yeah.
Nikki Haley. She even endorsed Kamala Harris very, very well, very well. So she has so much support on her side. Hopefully, everything goes well. Hopefully, everything goes well.
I'm saying it's like I said before, man. I mean, just because you're across the aisle and you're Republican, if you're still there to know who is the right person to put in office. I'm pretty sure most Republicans are sitting down right now saying, huh, I mean, yeah, Trump's supposed to be representing our, party, but I don't know if I want this dude to be in office. Like
Yeah, I
I
feel like if
said,
you go ahead, go ahead.
oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, even if you're a Republican, that's just like that's a what is the word I'm looking for? Like that's a mental thing, or sort of like what your morals are. But just because you're a Republican doesn't mean you can't like the other candidate better. Like
Right.
it,
That's like a,
if you really don't like this Republican, the person, what's the word I'm looking for? The person that's running for your group, you can vote for the other group. You can vote for the other
right,
team, but it's not. You can vote for the
right.
other team.
That's like being a Warriors fan and liking LeBron. Like you can do that. You can do that.
Yeah,
It's not no one's gonna like bash you for it. Everyone likes LeBron. Who doesn't? The GOAT. But what I'm saying is that when it comes down to it, man, that I know there's still gonna be people who are gonna defend Trump, who want to say that Trump isn't a bad person, Trump isn't this, Trump isn't that. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you that what he is and what he isn't. But all I'm saying is that I've witnessed. I'm trying to remember. Barack. I saw Barack twice, back to back. I saw Trump and I saw Biden. So that's 4 presidents right there. So, and my 4 presidents, only one of those presidents got impeached
it's
and got
three.
convicted. Hmm?
It's three presidents: Barack, Trump,
Oh, I just
and
got.
then
I said Barack. I said Barack, Biden, and Trump.
yeah,
My fault. My fault. Three.
I
Yeah,
got
three,
you.
three,
I
three.
got
My
you.
bad. My bad. My bad. Good call. But and me seeing, the 3 presidents, whatever. Only one president's gotten convicted, and only one president's gotten impeached twice. It wasn't Barack. It wasn't Biden. So I mean, and you want
Process of
that guy?
elimination.
Yeah, process of elimination. And so then my question follow up would be, do you want the guy who got impeached twice and convicted to run this office again?
Multiple flights and connections to the Epstein Islands. Multiple connections to underage.
I don't even got a reminder about the Stormy Daniels thing. And
Yeah,
that's just
Stormy Daniels. A lot of
a lot of crazy comments,
disgusting and vulgar comments. Yes,
a
it's
lot of
just
crazy
yeah.
comments. the whole look at my African American thing, like, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. And then, so, I mean, look, if you guys want that in office, I'm not gonna tell you, but I'm be disappointed for you for real. But what I'm saying is that if I want to, a true leader, somebody who's gonna really have my back, not my back, but like the country's back, is gonna, make sure everything's in straight and order, everything is checked off, everything is, taken care of. Kamala is the person to go. I mean, and his political experience as well. Like, she was an attorney general. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's a no-brainer. So please make sure you guys go out and vote. I know both candidates aren't good, but please make sure you guys go out and vote
One's
because
way better than the other.
one, it really shouldn't be that hard, man. It's like you having a chance to draft, it's like you have the '03 draft and you have LeBron on one side and you have Sam Cassell on the other. No, not just Sam Cassell. You have LeBron on one side, generational player, and you have Sam Cassell, solid role player on the other side. And you have the first pick. And you're drafting Sam Cassell? Like, come on, man. Like, it's a no-brainer. Like, Jack Braun, go with Kamala. So that's all I had to say. Jay, you got anything you want to close out with? Any words of wisdom for the people?
That was all. That was all. I'll bring some words of wisdom next episode. I got you.
All right.
I'll write that
All right.
down.
But as always, man, we just want to say, thank you guys for tuning in. Obviously, for some, you guys will probably like this episode, think it was very informative. For others, you may not like this episode. You may think that, we stayed away from what we normally talk about. For the people who didn't like the episode, sorry, not really. I mean,
Yeah, to each their own, bro.
to each their own, to each their own. There's a reason why there's a skip button for sure. Um, but we felt like it was really important to just talk about, the state of the country. We felt like it's important to talk about what happened this past week, the Sonya Massey thing. For one, I was trying to get out an episode last week about this. And me and Jay were talking about this all week, and we said that we want to get out an episode because, another instance of police brutality is not, it's always infuriating.
It doesn't need to go overlooked. Yeah,
And it doesn't need to go overlooked. And I feel like, and there's, times like these, like it's more important for us now than more than ever to talk about things that are going on in this country. So, we just wanted to use our due diligence and just talk about that. So, like I said before, we may start doing this more. We may even do an election special. Who knows, Jay? Who
I
knows?
wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind.
Who
But something
knows?
I do want to see is, well, side note, but an educated debate at school, bro. I know everyone's gonna be talking about it. It's election year. Everyone on campus should be able to vote, except for like maybe a few freshmen.
Except for like the
But
fresh, yeah. Except for like
yeah,
some freshmen, yeah.
but
Also, too,
almost everyone on campus can vote, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. What I may do, and I was thinking about this. I may just say right now, we may just start doing public interviews at school and just be like, elections coming up, how we feeling,
Literally
and
have
just
a table, sign on front of the table, and just be ready for people to walk up and just talk. Yeah, I like
yeah.
that. I like that.
So I mean, stay tuned for that because we may actually do something like that this year. But as
I feel
always,
like we can
man,
definitely get a bigger reach with that. We can
for
definitely get a
sure,
bigger reach with that.
for
Most
sure, for
definitely.
sure. Like I said, Quango's going to be here eventually. At this point, it's becoming a running gag, but Quango's going to be here eventually, man. He's going to be back for an episode. But like I said, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for, taking the time to listen to this. If you made it to the end of the episode, we love and appreciate you guys. As always, hope you guys, enjoy. Hope you guys keep rocking with us, even if it's, not sports that we talked about today. We appreciate you guys. We thank you guys, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Jay, any final words?
Vote, please.
Oh,
Vote,
yes,
please.
yes, yes, yes. Vote, please. Vote, please. And we are with Sonya Massey. Black Lives Matter. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.